The Baba Ghoulie Show is brought to you by OTR Halloween Holidays.
Now, Autolite and its 60,000 dealers and service stations present
Suspense. Tonight, Autolite brings you Miss Agnes Moorehead in The Trap, a suspense play produced and directed by Anton M. Leader.
Friends, replace old, worn-out, narrow-gap spark plugs with a set of the sensational new wide-gap Autolite resistor spark plugs. Your motor will idle smoother, give better performance on leaner gas mixtures, actually save gas. Yes, sir, these winning benefits are all made possible by a newly developed Autolite 10,000-ohm resistor built right into every Autolite resistor spark plug. This exclusive Autolite resistor makes practical a wider spark gap setting, and that's what does the trick. What's more, Autolite resistor spark plugs with this exclusive Autolite resistor cut down on radio and television interference. So, folks, see your Autolite dealer and have him replace old, worn-out, narrow-gap spark plugs with a set of the new Autolite resistor spark plugs. Remember, you're always right with Autolite.
Yes, sir. And also remember the Autolite Suspense Show is now on television.
Every Tuesday night in many parts of the country.
And now, Autolite presents Agnes Moorehead in a tale well calculated to keep you in suspense.
This the attic?
Since it's at the top of the house directly beneath the roof, what else could it be? Yes, this is the attic.
Air seems kind of dead in here.
My father used it for a studio when he was alive. It's soundproofed. Sometimes he slept here.
Anybody sleeping in Miss Crane?
I told you I lived alone. Alone. A-L-O-N-E. I've lived alone ever since my sister... Must you ask such stupid questions?
Anything missing or changed in this
Well,
room?
if there were, I'd have mentioned it. You've asked the same question about every room from the basement up. One thing is certain.
Well, one thing is certain. It ain't burglary, Miss
Oh,
Crane.
brilliant. Brilliant. And I agree. Since nothing is missing, it ain't, as you say, burglary. Really, now, I never knew such
Take
intelligence.
it easy, Miss Crane. Just try to relax.
Don't tell me to relax, please. I'm awakened in the middle of the night by someone whistling in a house I believe to be empty, except for myself. And I call the police, and what's the upshot of it all? Two incompetents clumping about, urging me to relax.
You sure you heard whistling? You sure?
Were you trying to tell me I was dreaming?
We ain't... we're not trying to tell you anything, but what we've got to try to discover is if there's a possible explanation. Now, right now, we find no sign of breaking and entering, no sign of burglary, no
I tell
prowling.
you, I heard it.
Anything like this ever happened before?
No. But this evening, when I was preparing dinner, there was a muffin missing from the bread box. I know I didn't eat it myself. And the clock in the hallway, when I was leaving for work yesterday, I noticed it had stopped, and I made a mental note to wind it when I returned, but when I came home, it was ticking away as if it had been... Why did you look at each other like that? Do you suspect me of harboring delusions? Do you think I'm a crank?
Well, no, of course not. You don't think Miss Crane here is a crank, do you,
Oh,
lad?
don't try to humor me. I tell you, all these things happen.
We're not trying to humor
Oh, you are. But they did happen. Someone ate my food, wound my clock, walked through the house whistling. It's as though someone were living here with me. When they had gone, I thought of the house, the honeycomb of rooms and connecting closets upstairs. No one could be found up there, not if they didn't want to be. It would be easy to stay hidden, to slip from room to closet to room. I hurried to my bedroom and bolted the door and clamped the windows down to the sills, and then I lay in bed and listened. And listened. And suddenly it was morning and I'd overslept.
Careful,
sorry.
careful, Miss Crane. You almost knocked me right off the
I'm
porch.
sorry, I didn't see you. I'm late
Rush,
for work.
rush. Everybody these days
I
seems to be in
overslept.
such...
Is there any mail for me?
Nope. I'd be out of a job if everybody got as few letters as you
I
do.
dare say you're right. I really
not
must.
Not so fast. Something I got to explain to
Hey,
you.
Eddie, got anything for me?
Yeah, quite a few. Be right with you, Mr. Holmes.
Snap it up, will you? I've got to catch a
I'm
train.
very late.
This'll only take a second. Now, here, let me show you. Now, you filled out this part all right.
What?
But
What is this?
the Form 22 you left in your box for me. Order to change address. You filled out this part all right.
Order
but
to
right...
change address?
Yeah,
What are you talking
these
about?
lines are filled out okay. Name, old address, and new address. But is that Thomas Cook and Son, Paris, France, or Thomas Coke and Son, Paris, France?
Well, it says Thomas Cook and
Hey,
Son,
Eddie,
but
what
I
do you
never...
say?
Just a second, Mr. Holmes. I'm showing Miss Crane how to fill out a change of address card.
Where's she going? Where you going, Miss Crane?
I don't understand. I never
I
filled out...
said, where's she going?
Paris,
No,
France.
I didn't put this card in the mailbox. I don't know
Eddie,
anything
do I
about
get my
it.
mail
Well,
today or do
yeah,
I?
just... anyway, you forgot to write your signature down here at the bottom, Miss Crane, and unless you do that, your mail won't be forwarded. You understand?
No, I
so
don't
just please...
understand. I didn't fill out this card. Oh, there's my bus. Oh, here, give it to me. I have to run.
Well, if I don't see you again, Miss Crane, have a nice time.
On the bus, I examined the change of address card. The information it required had been typed, but not by me. I was sure of it. Not by me. By whom, then? I looked at the card again. The crossbar on the capital T was lopsided, and all the E's were out of line, slightly higher than the other letters. There couldn't be two typewriters with two such defects together. There could only be one. Suddenly, I felt sick to my stomach. There was only one typewriter like that, and I knew where it was. On the desk in my living room. I worked like an automaton all day, going through the usual routine of a physician's secretary. But my mind was not in the office. It was at home, following the intruder in my house from room to room. Now in the kitchen, now in the library, now perhaps in my bedroom, smiling a bleak, faceless smile and planning to what? Something dangerous? Something dangerous.
Helen. Helen.
Huh? Oh, yes, Doctor.
Yes, Doctor. Now relax, Helen. We're alone. It's time to close shop.
What?
Time to go home. What is it, Helen? Are you ill?
No, I feel... Well, it's just that I didn't get much sleep last night. I was awakened by someone whistling in my house.
What?
Yes, around 3 this morning. I phoned the police and they searched, but they weren't really looking. They didn't believe me. But I heard it. I heard it distinctly. I even recognized the tune.
Oh, relax, kid. Relax. Now, come on now. You recognize the tune?
Yes, I recognize. Aloha. You know. Farewell to thee, farewell to thee, the time has come. Why do you smile?
Helen, if you came to me with this story as a patient, I'd prescribe a vacation. You want one so badly, you even dream you're about to go off on one. To Hawaii, no less. Complete with musical background.
Oh, how can you be so stupid? I'm sorry, Perry, but it's infuriating to be told it was a dream when I know that there are things happening in the house that frighten me. Last night there was a muffin missing from the bread box. And
You probably ate it.
Oh.
Now, everyone has had similar experiences. Now, many times I find a cigarette smoking in my hand, and I have no recollection of having lit it, you see?
Oh, and the clock? It was run down, and then it was going again, and I hadn't wound it.
It may not have been run down.
Oh,
Now, a gear may have jammed for a few minutes or something like that.
and this morning, the mailman told me about it.
Now, Helen, now, please listen to me. It seems to me that you're in a bad state of mind. You're finding dark omens and bloody portents in normal, everyday occurrences. You're being neurotic about these things. You're like Chicken Little running to tell the king the sky is falling. You go on like that, and pretty soon they'll come and wrap you in a cold, wet sheet.
You think I'm losing my mind? Hmm? You do.
No, I was only kidding. Say, are you still living alone in that big old barn of a house?
Yes, and it's not a barn. It's a perfect...
Okay. You're alone too much, Helen. How long has it been now since...
2 years. Jessica's been away almost 2 years.
Well, it was all right for you when she was there. I mean, she was a lively kid. She filled the house with excitement and energy.
And necking parties and drinking and great hulking boys following her around. It was disgusting. A lively kid. She was wild and a cheat and a liar
Now
and
stop
everything
it,
else.
Helen. I've no desire to rake over old coals. I'm only offering you sound advice. It's not good for you to remain in that house all by yourself. Now, why not rent out part of it? The whole upstairs, say. Fill the place with people and...
No.
No?
No, I don't want people in my house. It's my house now, and I like it the way it is.
Okay. Can I give you a lift?
No, thank you.
Right. Helen, if you don't like the idea of renting part of your house, why not close it entirely for a while and take a vacation? I recommend that as a doctor, even though it'll be tough getting along without you. Now think about it, will you? Think about it.
On my way home, I thought of what Perry had said. It was possible I'd been morbid about the whistling and the rest of it. It could be. As I walked down the street toward the house, I looked at it, and its familiarity was reassuring. This was no place of fear and mystery. This was my home, and there was no intruder, and really never had been.
Miss Crane?
Oh! Who is it?
It's me, Miss Crane, Harry Penning, Penning's luggage shop. Did I scare you?
Oh,
I'm sorry. Where's your porch light? I'll put it on.
it's at the left of the door.
See, it's me. I don't blame you for being scared. A voice coming out of the shadows like that.
Well, what do you want, Mr. Penning?
I brought the 2 valises you ordered.
The 2 valises I ordered.
Uh-huh. It was on my way home anyway, and I figured, well, I'll just put them in the car.
I didn't order any valises.
Well, sure you did. This afternoon, don't you remember? You said you wanted a big one and a little one. Leather, high grade.
I ordered them? I did?
Yes, I took the order myself this
But
afternoon.
I didn't. I was nowhere near your shop.
Oh, well, you telephoned. You said you were going on a vacation soon, and you wanted to have...
No, I didn't.
One of us is crazy, Miss Crane.
Crazy?
Well, when I say crazy, I don't mean crazy, of course. Excuse me. I mean, well, I know you ordered them and asked me to have them delivered.
Oh, yes. Yes, that's right. I remember now. 2 valises.
Yeah, that's it. I guess in the hustle and bustle of getting ready for a vacation, a thing like this could slip your mind.
Yes, it slipped my mind.
Yeah, well, now, you want to pay me now, or should I send you a bill?
Yes, send me a bill.
Yeah, well, have a nice time, Miss Crane. Believe me, I sure envy you. I sure do. I'd like to change places with you.
I carried the valises into the house and set them down in the hallway and stood there staring at them. Perry said I had dreamed of a vacation. Had I? And had I put a change of address card in the mailbox? And ordered these valises? Either I was losing my mind or I'd been right all along. Was there someone in my house? Someone who not only wanted to live there, but who also wanted me out? I was in an agony of confusion and indecision. And then What's that? Oh, no. Oh, no. No.
Information.
The telephone number of the Daily Times. Hurry,
The
please.
editorial office or the business office?
The classified ads department.
That number is listed in your directory.
Yes.
The number is Avalon 1634.
634. 1, 6, 3, 4.
Daily Times classified. May I help
My name is Helen Crane. I want to put an ad in the for rent column. 5 bedrooms, share bathrooms, low rent, inspection after 6 p.m. The address is 1132 Gerolman. I want it to run every day until further notice.
All right. Shall we bill you at that address?
Yes. Will that be in tomorrow's Times?
Yes, it will.
Oh, thank you. There! Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Do you know what that means? It means this house will soon be filled with people. There'll be people living here, eating here, sleeping here, crowding you out.
For suspense, Autolite is bringing you Miss Agnes Moorehead in radio's outstanding theater of thrills, Suspense.
Hello. I hear you're going to be a summer theater actor.
To be or not to be, full of pep, there's no question. Those Autolite resistor spark plugs maketh thine engine idle smoother. Make it better to perform, forsooth, upon leaner gas mixtures, I wot.
Oh, Shakespeare, I hope you're an understanding man.
Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. Each Autolite resistor spark plug hath built in a mighty might, a 10,000 ohm resistor that permitteth wider gap settings, actually increaseth the electrode life 200%, yea, and more. Ah, parting is such sweet sorrow, but not if thou partest with old narrow gap spark plugs, and install in thine engine those peerless paragons, wide gap Autolite resistor spark plugs. For they doth make thine engine idle smoother, and giveth better performance on leaner gas mixtures, actually saveth thy gas, odds bodkins.
Oh, shades of Shakespeare.
Say, Hap, you know, I like this acting business. Brings out the ham in me.
It sure does, Harlow. Uh-oh, here's suspense.
And now, Autolite brings back to a Hollywood soundstage Agnes Moorehead as Helen in The Trap, a tale well calculated to keep you in suspense.
My sleep that night was deep and refreshing, and I awoke next morning and went to the office feeling very pleased with myself. By noon, the Times would be on the stands with my ad. I might have tenants by tonight. After that, goodbye, unwanted guest. Good morning. Dr. Coleman's office.
Like to talk to Miss Crane.
Speaking.
This is the Hughes Lock and Key Company, Miss Crane. About that padlock you ordered.
Just
It's ready
a
for
minute. What did you say it was I ordered?
you. Padlock, the one you ordered yesterday. This is Miss Crane, ain't it? Miss Helen Crane?
Yes.
Well, I think we located the kind you wanted. Believe me, it was a job doing it. In the first
The
place, they
intruder
don't
wanted
make
the
the
padlock?
no more. In the
Why?
second place, they ain't
How did the
much
padlock
money
enter the
for
scheme to
it.
force me out of the house?
Folks are satisfied with
For a moment, I was frightened. Then I realized it didn't matter. I'd already taken steps to ensure my remaining. My house would soon be filled with people.
the bill. Do you want me to bring it over to the house now or later?
Now, if you like.
Will there be somebody there to let me in?
Oh, yes, somebody is there.
Okie doke. Thanks, Miss Crane. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Padlock. Why a padlock? It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter now. At noon, I left the office and went down to the lobby for a newspaper. The Daily Times, please.
Here you are. Thanks. Hello, Helen. You
Hello.
on your lunch hour?
Yes, Perry.
Anything requiring my immediate attention up there, or have I time for a bite?
Oh, you have time.
I'll join you if I may.
Just a moment, Perry. I'm trying to find something in the paper.
Where should we go? The coffee room here all right with
Yeah,
you?
that'd be all
Or would you
right.
prefer to go up the street to the Italian place?
Perry! Perry, it's not there. It's not in the paper. They told me it would be, but it's not.
What is
Have you got a nickel? I want to make a
Why,
call.
sure, Helen.
I'll be right out.
Daily Times Classified. May I help you?
This is Helen Crane. Why isn't my ad in the paper?
Did you place an ad with us, ma'am?
Yes, I did, over the phone last night, but it's not in there today. Why didn't you run it?
Well, just a second, ma'am. I'll check it with our phone orders. Was it supposed to start today?
Yes, it was.
Well, I have it here now. I remember. I took it myself. Helen Crane,
Yes?
1132 North Geralman.
Yes?
Well, the ad did not appear, ma'am, because shortly after it was placed, it was canceled.
What?
Canceled. The notation on the slip says that shortly after it was placed, it was canceled. Also by telephone. Hello? Hello?
Thank you.
Are you all right, Helen? Helen, are you all right? What is it, Helen? What is it? Do you feel ill?
Oh, I'll go upstairs and lie down for a few minutes.
You won't do anything of the sort. I'm sending you home in a cab right now. Now, you get into bed as soon as you arrive and phone me if you have a temperature. I'll try to drop in to see you first thing in the morning. And Helen,
Yes, yes.
Oh, I wish you'd give some thought to taking that vacation.
There was no mystery about it, really. The intruder had overheard me placing the ad, that was all. Phoning in a cancellation was a simple matter. Oh, my head hurt. I tried to think what to do next, but my mind wouldn't work, and I was sick to my stomach. Finally, the cab pulled up in front of my house. My house.
Want me to help you to the door, miss?
No, I can make it. Thank you.
Miss Crane! Miss Crane!
Oh, yes. What is it, Mrs. Hall?
Are you busy? May I speak to you for a minute?
What is it?
Well, I wanted to have a few words with you before you went on your vacation. My husband told me you were going to France. I certainly envy you, I do. And we had a talk, the mister and I.
What is it, Mrs. Hall?
Well, we were wondering what you intended to do about the house. It's really none of our business, of course, but then again, we decided no harm to ask, is there? We'd like to know if you intend to put it up for sale, because if so, we'd like to consider buying it. The mister sometimes dabbles in real estate.
Sell it? Sell my house?
Well, that's what we'd like to know, whether you're going to or not. I spoke to Jessica about it this morning.
Jessica? You spoke to Jessica about it? Jessica?
Mm-hmm. She said she didn't know what your plans were beyond a long vacation, and that anything you wanted to do with the house was all right with her, because, after all, you're the older sister.
You spoke to Jessica about it?
You don't mind my speaking to her first, do you? It's only because you weren't here, and we wanted to know, and... Say, hasn't she blossomed out?
Who?
Jessica. Oh, her 2 years up there didn't do her a bit of harm, did they? She told me it was more like a college than a reform school. I guess she did learn a lot there. I asked her how she felt, about you for having committed her. And she said she'd always remember you for having given her a purpose in life.
Where is she? Jessica. Where is she?
I heard some hammering from upstairs in your house a few minutes ago, so I guess she must be up there. You won't forget to tell me, will you, about selling the house, I mean?
Hello?
Hello, Jessica?
Perry?
Oh, Helen, how do you feel now? You all right?
Oh,
listen, I've got that airline ticket for France for you. It's a good thing I know somebody with a company. I really had to throw my weight around. Everything is booked right through summer. Well, anyway, you've got your ticket. You sure move fast, don't you, once you've made up your mind? I almost fell out of my chair when Jessica phoned me and told me you were going. Say, it's great her being back, isn't it? Hello.
Yes?
I'm delighted you decided to take a rest. Ought to do you a world of good. But why so long? I mean, 2 years abroad for you means 2 years without the best secretary I ever had. What am I...
Jessica! Jessica? Where are you? Why don't you come out? There's no point hiding any longer. I know now that it's you. Jessica! Why did you stay here without letting me know? Why did you insist on trying to send me away? Jessica, answer me! Jessica! All right, Jessica, all right. We'll forget the past. We'll start over. You're welcome to stay here, Jessica, for as long as you like. I sent you away only for your own good. For your own good. Now, please try to understand and believe that. You were wild and bad, and I had to do something. But it's all right now, isn't it? We'll live here together, you and I, won't we? And I won't hurt you, and you won't hurt me either, will you, Jessica? Sister? Where are you? Come out, please. You're frightening me. You wouldn't harm me, Jessica. You wouldn't harm me. It was for your own good. Where are you? You upstairs? Are you upstairs? Don't leave. Don't leave, Jessica. Stay there. I'm coming. I want to explain things to you. I want to explain how they were and how they are now. Do you understand? I don't see you. Where are you? Jessica, please. Please let me see you. Say something to me. Oh, Jessica! Well, all right. I did wrong to send you away. I was wrong. I was jealous of you all the time. You were Papa's favorite and everyone else's, too, and I was jealous. I admit it, you see. You always had all the boys you wanted, and I never had any, and it made me jealous. I'm honest with you, Jessica, and I'm letting you see what's in my heart. Won't you let me know what's in yours? Oh, answer me. Jessica, and it was my fault. It was mine. I wouldn't let you have any. I wouldn't let you get a job. It was my fault. I know. You took the money, only run away from me. I was wrong. I was wrong, Jessica. I admit it. I confess it. I was wrong. I'm sorry. Truly, I'm sorry. Oh, Jessica! Are you up there in the attic? Wait there, Jessica. Don't leave. I'm coming up. You'll forgive me, won't you? Say you'll forgive me. If you let me explain. I know you'll forgive me. I'll make it up to you. You'll stay here with me. We'll be together. Are you here? Are you here in the attic, Jessica? Are you in? Jessica! Oh, no, Jessica! No, you can't do this. No, you can't lock me up in here. It's like a prison. It's like a prison. 2 years. Oh, 2 years. 2 years, Jessica. Are you out of here? Jessica, let me out. You can't do this. You can't get me locked up in here, Jessica, please. Oh, please. Please let me out, please, Jessica.
Hello, Perry?
Yes? Jessica?
Perry, Helen has just had what I think is a marvelous idea. She's busy finishing packing, or else she'd tell you herself. Anyway, it is a marvelous idea. That is, if it's all right with you.
What is it, Jessica?
Well, Helen suggests that since she'll be gone 2 years, well, why don't I take her place with you at the office?
Thank you, Agnes Moorehead, for your third splendid suspense performance this season.
Oh, Miss Moorehead,
Yes, Mr. Wilcox?
since you've been our guest star on Suspense so often, by now you should be thoroughly familiar with my remarks about Autolite resistor spark plugs.
Well, I think I am. Let me see if I can do it like you do. Don't you say something like this? Autolite resistors, spark plugs make your engine idle smoother, give better performance on leaner gas mixtures, actually save gas. Is that right?
It is indeed, Miss Moorehead. Thank you. And let me add that Autolite resistor spark plugs are ignition engineered by Autolite, which makes more than 400 products for cars, trucks, airplanes, and boats in 28 plants from coast to coast. And Autolite also makes complete electrical systems for many makes of America's finest cars. Batteries, spark plugs, generators, starting motors, coils, distributors. All ignition engineered to fit together perfectly, work together perfectly because they're a perfect team. So, folks, don't accept electrical parts that are supposed to be as good. Ask for and insist on Autolite, original factory parts, at your neighborhood service stations, car dealer, garage, or repair shop. Remember, you're always right with Autolite.
And now here again is Agnes Moorehead. Oh, Miss Moorehead, I might tell you that we're asking Radio Mirror magazine to utilize tonight's story as they've done with another suspense thriller in their current issue.
I think tonight's play would be wonderful for Radio Mirror. It was a real pleasure to work with the great cast of actors that Tony Leader chose for tonight. And I'll be listening next week when radio's outstanding theater of thrills bring you Ralph Edwards in Ghost Hunt, another gripping study in
Suspense.
Agnes Moorehead may currently be seen in the Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer production, The Stratton Story. Tonight's suspense play was adapted by Walter Newman and Ralph Rose from the story by Virginia Myers, with music composed by Lucien Morawek and conducted by Lud Gluskin. The entire production was under the direction of Anton M. Leader. In the coming weeks, Suspense will present such stars as Ralph Edwards and Joseph Cotton. Make it a point to listen each Thursday to Suspense, radio's outstanding theater of thrills. And next Thursday, same time, hear Ralph Edwards in Ghost Hunt.
You can buy Autolite resistor spark plugs, Autolite electrical parts, Autolite stay full batteries at your neighborhood Autolite dealers. Switch to Autolite. Good night.
This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
It's intermission time at the Baba Ghoulie Show. Time to refresh yourself and visit our snack bar. Got a yen for some hot popcorn? How's about your favorite soft drinks, which are sparkling cold? And there's all kinds of candy to tempt you. It's radio time, folks. Enjoy the rest of the program.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious things to eat.
The popcorn can't be beat. The sparkling drinks are just dandy. The chocolate bars and the candy. So let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Hope you're enjoying today's radio program. When it's done, be sure to check out our channel over at WatchWaddle. Enjoy some tunes with a nice cold soda.
Creatures of the light, how can you say with absolute certainty what does or does not dwell within the limitless ocean of the night? Are the dark enshrouded legions of evil not but figments of the imagination, because you and your puny conceit say they cannot exist? Whence came the story, told in frightened whispers down through the ages, of witch and warlock, werewolf and vampire, and all the spawn of hell, born on the sable wings of night to the unholy communion of the witch's Sabbath?
The angel of death has stretched forth his hand, and we consign this soul to infinite mercy. If there are any who care to look upon the face of the departed, before he is carried to his final resting place, you may do so now.
can you defile this sacred house with the body of that evil man, that servant of the devil? His hands are stained with the blood of the innocent, and his unspeakable sorceries.
Please, you can't create a disturbance here. Dr. Clayton, I'm terribly sorry. Poor old Kate hasn't been quite right since the shocking murder of her little granddaughter last year. But I never dreamed...
I understand. Won't you please go on with the service? Dust to dust, and may his soul find mercy.
Isn't it all for the best, Uncle Lloyd? After all, he caused you nothing but unhappiness.
He was my brother, yet he always seemed an alien soul, even in childhood. I believe he hated me all his life. After he returned from India, Elwyn was like a man obsessed by a demon. Nothing was sacred to him. He had nothing but contempt for all that decent men hold dear. His mind became a black and evil thing, probing into the perverted knowledge of ancient sorcery and demonology.
Must have been insane.
We're all quick to call insane any mentality that deviates from the conventional. There have been many things in heaven and earth undreamed of in our philosophy. Now, David, you take Gail home. I'm going to Elwyn's house.
Well, you're sure you won't leave me, Dr. Clayton?
Yes, quite sure. Now, run along, dear. I'll be home very soon.
All right, Uncle Lloyd. Come on, David.
Horrible blasphemy.
You don't know what you're doing.
Where you burn yourself.
Your brother searched the earth to find those books, and you dare destroy them.
The earth will be a cleaner place without them.
The fools who enforce the law believe his death was an accident. But I know you murdered him. You threw him from the top of the cliff.
I fought only to save my own life. He brought his death upon himself.
You lie. You followed him there to murder him.
You couldn't get anyone to believe that.
What do I care what they believe? You'll pray for death long before you die.
Darling, you've made me very happy.
No happier than you've made me. And now, don't you think we'd better tell Uncle Lloyd? After all, he is my guardian.
Of course, although I don't think he'll be very much surprised.
Are you back already? Has the moon lost its appeal?
Why, not at all, sir. Well, that is, what I'm trying to say is that...
Could you possibly be trying to tell me that you and Gail are in love?
That's it, exactly, sir. I hope we have your approval.
Yes, David. I know her happiness will be safe in your hands.
I'll do my best, sir.
I believe you. I can face the future with a lighter heart.
You speak as if you were in danger.
No, not at all, dear. It just makes me feel happy to know that your future's assured, that's all. Shaitan, Dark Lord of the Abyss, I live. I am not yet strong, but the power has been given me to draw everlasting life from the veins of the living. They will give me the blood from their hearts while I destroy them. Hide my coffin in the boat and guard it. The power is with me only during the hours of darkness. From dawn to dusk, I lie helpless in the grave.
What do you make of her, Dr. Clayton?
I don't know. She was in perfect health a week ago. Now she's dead.
You've been
murder? I don't know what to say. There's not a wound on the body except the 2 tiny puncture marks in the throat. Yet the appearance of the body would indicate that she bled to death.
I could tell you why she died, but you wouldn't believe me.
Kate, if you go snooping around, I'll have to send you away.
Oh, please don't do that. I don't mean any harm. You're a good man, Dr. Clayton. Everyone knows the goodness of your heart. But your brother Elwyn brought terrible evil upon us.
He's dead, Kate. And all evil died with him.
But it didn't die. It's growing stronger every day.
That's enough. You'd better leave. I suppose by rights I should send her to an institution.
Oh, that would be needless cruelty. She's perfectly harmless.
I'll take your word for it. I think I should order an autopsy. This may be murder.
I doubt if you'd learn much from an autopsy. The bloodless condition of the body wasn't caused by any known poison. You burned the book that would have given you the information you want. Elwyn. Did I startle you? I'm so sorry. But you can't be standing there. You're dead. No, I'm not dead. I have life far beyond anything you can understand. But that doesn't make you any of the less guilty of murder. You took it upon yourself to sit in judgment of me and destroy my mortal span of life. Am I losing my mind? There was no sign of life in Elwyn's body when it was placed in the vault. You'll know that I'm no intangible figment of your imagination when you feel the weight of my hatred. Your life will be a torment. I'll strip you of everything you hold dear before I drag you down to a sordid death. Young love in the moonlight, the theme of so many poetic rhapsodies. Gail was an easy hypnotic subject, and I would make her my disciple. And to save her from being initiated into the dark mysteries, the eminently respectable Dr. Clayton stooped to murder. Yes. Your life, a menace to all that is clean and decent, had no right to exist. But you failed. The power of those I serve, my life is indestructible, eternally sustained by the life I take from others. I'll take life from Gail, slowly. You'll see her life ebb day by day and be powerless to save her. Man, old devil, I don't know what you are, but...
Are you all right, Uncle Lloyd?
Yes, there's nothing to worry about, dear. I thought I saw a burglar, that's all.
nearly frightened me to death.
I'm sorry I frightened you. It was nothing but a shadow. It's very late. Hadn't you better go to bed?
All right.
Good night, dear.
Good night, Uncle Lloyd. Good night, David.
It's a long time to wait, but I'll see you in the morning.
Oh, an ambitious young doctor shouldn't waste his valuable time picking up pretty speeches. Good night.
Good night. Forgive me, Dr. Clayton, if I seem to be impertinent. But have you told all the truth about that shooting?
No. I have reason to doubt my own sanity.
Why do you say that?
I saw my brother Elwyn here as plainly as I see you and talked to him. If it was no insane hallucination, it's too terrible to think about.
Oh, don't worry about it. You've been under a great strain lately, and you know what kind of tricks our nerves play on us sometimes.
Yes, that's my only hope.
If you'd let me take over most of the burden of your practice for a while, I'm sure you'd be all right in no time.
Thank you, David. Let them feed the flickering flame of your life with horrid vitality. The final outcome will be the same. In a short time now, they will call you dead. Then you will awaken and be as I am now. You will serve and obey me forever. Good morning, David.
Good morning, Dr. Clayton. How is Gail? Is she any better today?
I'm desperately worried about her. In spite of everything I can do, she grows steadily weaker.
Haven't you discovered the cause yet?
As you can see, she has all the symptoms of acute anemia, and I'm treating her for that. But I can't find a single case in medical history where it developed so quickly.
There must be something that can be done. Can't just let her die. Hello, dear.
Hello, darling. I'm sorry to cause you and Uncle Lloyd so much worry.
Now, don't you fret about it. We're going to have you up and about in just no time at all.
I know you will. Isn't it lovely out here in the sunshine? But it's so different at night. I have such awful nightmares. I dread falling asleep.
Why? What do you dream about?
I dream of a horrible bat-like creature hovering over me. I try to struggle, but I can't move a muscle. Then it seems to swoop down and suffocate me.
Where did you get those marks on your neck?
An insect bite, I guess. I was rather unsightly, so I've been wearing the scarf.
When did that happen?
I don't know. I just happened to discover the marks the other morning when I was looking in the mirror.
Are they painful?
No. In fact, there's no sensation in that particular spot at all.
That's odd. Dr. Clayton, don't you think Gail should have a blood transfusion immediately?
Yes, I've been thinking about that. I'll advertise for a donor.
I'd like to do it, if my blood's the right type.
Good. I'll make a test.
There's more cuddle in her face already.
How do you feel, darling?
Ever so much better.
I don't think we have any more to worry about.
What's the matter?
I was just clumsy, that was all. Now, my dear, the best thing for you is sleep. Good night, dear.
You're by far the nicest uncle anyone ever had.
Hurry and get well, darling. Remember, you've got a date for a wedding.
I won't forget.
Dr. Clayton, is anything troubling you?
Yes. I saw a face outside Gail's window.
Well, that's absurd. Gail's window's on the second.
I know it sounds fantastic, but I'm convinced that Elwyn is responsible in some way for some intangible menace threatening us all.
Well, that's impossible. Elwyn's dead.
I know it's impossible according to all normal laws of nature, but can we be sure there are no supernatural laws beyond our understanding? We've been watching Gail grow steadily weaker and weaker, sinking every day. And medical science could offer no explanation.
Dr. Clayton, even though some things may be unknown to medical science, I'd hardly look to superstition for the explanation. Don't ask me to believe that Elwyn's threatening Gail's life. The dead have no power over the living.
I don't know what I believe myself. One reads of so many things for which there seems to be no natural explanation. Will you come with me to the vault where Elwyn is buried?
Why go there?
Because if there is such a thing as a vampire existence after death, the state of the body will show the proof and it can be destroyed.
Well, that's ridiculous. I'd feel like a fool, or worse. Prowling around dead bodies on such an errand.
Can you afford to be squeamish where Gail's life may be in danger?
All right, I'll go with you.
If what I fear is true, there's no time to lose. The coffin's been taken away.
Perhaps it's been stolen by medical students.
I'm afraid that's not the answer. Elwyn dedicated his entire life to the dark powers of evil. What unholy forces he set in motion.
Dr. Clayton, ignorant people believed that sort of thing in medieval times, but not anymore. I know there's a natural cause for every effect. And I don't believe Gail's life is being threatened by any supernatural power from beyond the grave.
Perhaps you're right, I don't know.
Dr. Clayton, I'd like to marry Gail immediately and take her away. I think a change of climate might be beneficial.
I don't know whether that would be advisable or not. I'll think it over.
I hate to come to you with it, Sheriff. I just can't wait any longer.
Well, what's the trouble?
Unless you do something right away, I'm afraid Gail's going to be murdered.
Well, who do you suspect of trying to murder her?
Dr. Clayton.
Oh, that's impossible. Why, Dr. Clayton's one of the finest men I ever knew.
That's what I used to believe. But I've been forced to change my opinion. He's either losing his mind or he's attempting to divert suspicion from himself with some fantastic story of supernatural vengeance from beyond the grave.
Well, why should he want to kill her?
She has considerable money, which he would inherit if she died unmarried.
Well, Dr. Clayton wouldn't want her money. He has plenty of his own. Besides, it's a very serious charge to make, merely on suspicion.
What if it is? I'm watching her die, and something's got to be done. The other night, I insisted that he give her a blood transfusion, and immediately her condition improved. I myself could see how she became stronger. The next morning, she was weaker than ever.
Well, there isn't a thing I can do unless you give me some definite proof of criminal intent.
After Gale is dead, you may be able to charge him with murder. That will be a great comfort to me.
Are you sleeping? No, just resting. I heard about what was happening to you, and I had to come here. I'm the only one who can save you. I appreciate your interest, but Uncle Lloyd's doing everything possible. I know you don't believe me. You think I'm crazy. Everyone does. But I know more about some things than you'll find in all the doctor books in this room. You wear that scarf to hide the marks on your throat. I know what made them. I know what steals the life from you at night. And I also know what'll save you. There's no use for me to talk to Dr. Clayton or no one else. They wouldn't believe me. The sheriff said he'd send me away if I made a nuisance of myself.
Don't worry about that.
I can help you if you'll let me. Here, wear this. Wear it around your neck always. Never take it off.
I naturally hold the cross in reverence. But how can wearing it be of any greater help?
Because they haven't the power to touch a sacred symbol.
They? Who do you mean?
Vampires. Creatures of the devil who are neither alive nor dead. During the day, they sleep in their graves in death-like sleep. But at night, they have the power to roam the earth. Oh, I didn't mean no harm, Dr. Clayton.
Don't be afraid. I know you didn't mean any harm. Excitement isn't good for our patient.
I didn't mean to get her excited. I was just anxious to help her, that's all.
I understand that, but I think you'd better go.
The vampire is your brother Elwyn. Take his body from the vault and destroy it with fire. That's the only way you can put an end to his evil power.
The body isn't there. Someone has removed it.
You must find where it is. Nothing can destroy his power at night, but his sorcery cannot protect him during the day. I'll do all I can to help you find him.
Do you believe what she said? Is that why I have those horrible nightmares?
I don't know, dear. It seems utterly impossible, and yet it's the only answer to an impossible condition. I'd been convinced that some malignant powers at work, but I didn't want to frighten you with that, and I couldn't even believe the evidence of my own eyes. Do as she said. Wear this, my dear. It's
the symbol of a power that delivers from all evil. And we need divine help.
I can't stand this any longer. We've got to have a showdown. I think you're killing Gale.
How can I be doing that?
I don't know what devilish means you're using. But if she dies, I'll kill you.
I've done everything in my power to save her.
Don't expect me to believe that. Anyone with the slightest medical knowledge can see that she's not suffering from any normal disease. Her vitality is being systematically destroyed.
That's true. I don't know how I can make you believe what my own common sense calls impossible. Her life is threatened by some abnormal creature that has no right to exist.
That abnormal creature is human, not a ghost returning from the grave. If I could possibly do so, I'd take her away from here. But the law protects you. All I can do is hold you responsible for her life. If she dies, so will you.
I don't blame you for suspecting me. I don't blame you for thinking possibly that I'm a homicidal maniac. But the truth is even more unbelievable. I honestly believe that she's better off here than if you took her away. But why don't you stay and watch over her? I'd be glad to have your help.
I'm sorry if I've done you an injustice. But I've been so worried about Gale, I've nearly lost my mind.
I understand, and I sympathize with you with all my heart. Let's go up and see how she is.
How do you feel, dear?
A little better. And I wasn't troubled with any nightmares.
Good. Go back to sleep. I'm going to sit here beside you for a while.
It'll be nice to know that you're near me, even when I'm asleep.
I believe you won't be troubled with any more nightmares. Good night, dear.
Good night, Uncle Lloyd.
When they're all asleep, break into the house and get the chain from around her neck, Zola. You can do it, I can't. I will do as you say, Master.
What do you want with me? I didn't do anything.
Quiet or I'll break your neck. What do you know about this?
That's Elwyn's servant. What's he doing here?
It looked as if he were trying to strangle Gail.
I wasn't going to hurt her.
What were you doing in the room?
Elwyn sent him for some purpose. You're the one who removed Elwyn's body from the vault. Where did you hide it?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Elwyn is dead. What's
He's
all...
neither dead nor alive. He's a vampire. And Gail will never be out of danger until his body is in ashes.
What is this talk about vampires?
I know you don't believe him, but I can't let that stand in my way now. I'll hesitate at nothing to make you talk. Where does he lie hidden during the day?
You'll never know.
No, you don't. I want to know what you're doing in this house. There he goes.
What chance have you against me? I have powers at my command far beyond your wildest dream. Your life is forfeit any time I care to take it.
It's not possible.
It is possible. Now you know what we're up against.
What can we do against a creature like that?
Despite what he said, he can be destroyed. In the meantime, you guard Gail. Don't leave her alone for a minute.
Yes.
You failed.
I couldn't help it. He woke up. I'll try again.
That opportunity's gone. They'll be on their guard now. Let's try something else. Good evening, Sheriff.
Good evening, Doctor. Young Bentley made some wild talk before church this morning.
Yes, he was half out of his mind with worry. He came here to accuse me of trying to murder Gail.
Yes, that was it.
But you don't believe that.
No, but others heard, and gossip has gone all around. And considerable feeling has been stirred up, and there's no telling what some irresponsible hothead might do.
I'm sorry to have people feel that way about me, but I don't see what I can do about it.
Well, I suggest that you go away for a while. They'll soon cool down and come to their senses.
But I can't leave. I have work here that must be done.
where you lie hidden during the day. The color in your face proving you're a vampire. And not one of the honest dead who rest in peace. Dr. Clayton will believe me when he sees you. And fire will destroy your evil power.
You know, Doc Clayton ain't one of them crazy jiggling high fellas that puts on a pious air during the daytime and goes around at night committing murder.
You're right,
Yes, sir. When people are dying and no one knows the reason why, it looks like murder to me, and we better do something about it.
I don't like that kind of talk, Wilkins.
Maybe we don't like the way you're not doing anything.
I'm doing everything possible. There's not the slightest proof of murder against anyone. And I'll throw you in jail for inciting mob violence if you don't keep quiet.
Hey, Sheriff! Hey! Old Kate's been murdered.
Murdered? Well, where did this happen?
In that old abandoned cemetery. I heard her scream, but by the time I got there, she's dead. Her neck was broken.
Did you see anyone?
No, and I didn't hang around looking for anyone. I ain't lost no crazy murderers.
Old Kate never harmed a soul in her life. Her death is proof enough that there's a crazy killer roaming around here.
And finding him is my business. I'll not stand for any mob taking matters in their own hands. That's final. Take me to where the body is.
Yes, sir. We better do something pretty quick. Old Kate found you and I had to kill her. I knew they'd search the cemetery, so I brought you here.
You will be well rewarded for your faithful service, Sir. Make a secret crypt for me here where I can remain undisturbed.
Everything will be as you say.
Almighty Lord of the Abyss, your servant vows in eternal obedience to your will. Time has come when I must destroy all those who stand in our way. Confining this place cost Kate her life and did no good. If I'd only known in time that he was here.
Just committed another murder. I saw him as plain as I see you, and he glared at me like a devil. You get on the phone and rouse some of the folks. We stop this right now.
You should be guarding Gale.
Well, she's all right. I look in every few minutes. Did you find the hiding place?
Yes, but I was too late. The coffin had been removed. I don't know why I didn't think to search the old cemetery before Kate sacrificed her life.
We stood around long enough waiting for the sheriff to do something.
Gail's all right. She's sleeping like a baby. What's our next move?
I don't know. We must find that coffin. I don't know where to search.
Why don't we just try and think of all the logical places?
Elwyn's house. Might have been taken there. That's worth trying.
Dr. Clayton, you stay here with Gale. Let me go.
No. I told you before, I feel that I must be the one to destroy him. We were brothers, and there was a bond of hatred between us that lasted a lifetime. If I fail, then you must be the one to take up the fight. For Gale's sake and for the sake of mankind.
Some of your men surround the house. The rest come with me. Where's Doc Clayton?
He's not here.
Where is he?
What do you want with him?
We're going to stop him from committing any more crazy murders.
Dr. Clayton is innocent.
Well, you said yourself he was trying to murder Gale.
I was wrong. Please believe me, terribly wrong.
No, you weren't. You were right. I saw the proof tonight with my own eyes, and I caught him red-handed.
That couldn't have been Dr. Clayton. It was his brother Elwyn.
Have you gone crazy? Elwyn Clayton is dead. Everyone knows that.
You don't understand.
I don't understand why you're trying to protect him. All right, men, go ahead and search the house. Come on, you.
Wilkins, you stupid fool.
Here, you.
Go ahead with the search, man.
Operator. Operator.
No, you don't.
Please believe me, you're making a terrible mistake. I'm telling you the truth when I say that Elwyn's responsible for those murders.
I'm beginning to believe that you're just as crazy and dangerous as Doc Clayton. Never leave here alive. We'll wait here. He's got to come back sometime. Would you look at this? A book on witchcraft and vampires. No one in his right mind would read this sort of trash. It'll soon be daylight. I suppose he just went out for an evening stroll, huh?
You wouldn't understand.
I understand about murder, and I know what to do about it. Master! Master! You don't wait for death. You come to meet him. Carry this thought with you to your death. Gail will become a vampire, a slave to my will forever. He got away! Come on! There he goes! You're weakening, aren't you? Your time has almost come. Dawn, you'll be as helpless as one truly did. Even if it costs me my life. Look. Good heavens! There's two of them.
Greater love hath no man than that he lay down his life for his friend. We all mourn the passing of a friend, but rejoice in the knowledge that he has entered into the eternal life, where there is no pain nor sorrow.
Thanks for watching the Baba Ghoulie Show by OTR Halloween Holidays. This is Waddle the Duck saying check out channel WatchWaddle for some fun cartoons with no static.